What's up, everyone? It's me, Natalie, back with another episode relating to advocacy. Now, what's going on with my background? Well, this background is me in preparation for doing a review on a court show. You know what? Sitting and talking about advocating for your rights is one thing, and then showing you how other people do it is another. And we can take a look at some of these court cases. There's Judge Faith, there's Judge Judy, there is the personal injury court, there's Judge Mathis. There's a lot of different court shows that I watch.
For lost belongings after he caused their eviction. Defendant Tommy Kennedy says when he suspected his ex of cheating, he stopped caring about paying the rent.
Oh, wow.
Order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding.
You hear that shit?
Your Honor, we have Guevara versus Candia.
Thank you, Barbara. Now I want you to talk about
The eviction.
why you filed this lawsuit over an eviction that took place earlier this year.
Apartment manager and maintenance came.
Uh-oh.
Well, I was up to get into the shower for an interview because I had lost my job due to the repossession that happened on the 8th of September.
What repossession?
I got repossessed on the 8th of September.
Wow. Look at him.
During the
I
time
can't stand this man's face.
of my disability, which was from May 11th to July 31st, 2014. I was on disability because my daughter had a C-section.
Oh.
And
So you weren't working during that time period?
right, and I was on Oxycontin because the pain was so bad.
Hmm.
So a lot of the time, I was home with my kids, but also like very limited.
How many months were you behind on rent when the eviction happened?
A month and a half.
I hear it was 2.
How long have you lived in this apartment?
I lived in that apartment for about 9 months, 10 months,
Was it a one-year lease?
It was 11 months.
a 1 year lease.
You say the first time you found out that you were being evicted was the day that the sheriff showed up?
Yeah.
What happened when they got there?
When they got there, they knocked real hard. I got scared and I was like, who's knocking so hard? He runs to the door and he opens it and there's nobody there. I guess the constable had walked around our apartment. That's when Thomas had caught him, and asked him what was going on. And he came back and he said, we have to go. And I was a little confused.
Look at his face.
I said, Tommy, why are you saying we have to go? And
Sorry.
like, now the apartment manager's behind and maintenance is over there playing with the doorknob. What's going on? He said, we gotta go, Stephanie, we're getting evicted.
Oh my
How long
god.
did they give you to get your things and get out of the apartment?
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Okay, and have you been back since to collect the rest of your belongings? Why not?
Just don't have the money to get out there.
So you get
He
evicted
doesn't care.
and you vacate the premises within 15 minutes and you never go back to get your things,
Right.
and you're suing him over the value of your lost furnishings. Why do you think he's responsible for the value of your lost furnishings?
This is when the
as you
case really
described?
starts.
Because I was the only one working prior to October 2013. A lot of that furniture did come from me working on my own. And the fact that I can't get my stuff back is one, because I don't have the money to go back out there like he said. I also am not on the lease, so I wouldn't be able to go and show I need to get my stuff out without him being there.
When did you find out that you were going to be evicted? And how did you find out?
We got a 5-day notice. I hid it from her, so I didn't stress her out. I was pulling money out of her bank account and putting it in my pocket and not paying the rent.
So you got a 5-day notice that you were going to be
You hear the
evicted.
man?
How did they give you the notice?
On the door.
It was posted on the door, so you took the notice off of the door.
Yes.
Okay.
I was pulling money out of her bank account.
Because of kids.
So you think the easier way to handle it was for the sheriff to show up the day of and she have 15 minutes to get her things out of the apartment?
Yep.
15 minutes with you and your 3 kids, you think that was the easier solution?
To me, yes.
That's outrageous.
Wow.
I feel okay with it because of how I feel she was doing me. You know, how I feel she was doing
Well,
something
why don't we
like
just
that.
put her to the side and we talk about
I
your
couldn't
3
be a
kids?
judge.
Your 5-month-old
My
that was in the
gosh.
apartment, a 9-year-old and your other child. You're okay with that?
I
With
guess.
them having 15 minutes to get their things and get out of the apartment with nowhere to go, you're okay with that?
I guess I felt that she was betraying me, so I mean, I couldn't have taken my
So
kids. She won't let me
just
take my
because
kids.
you have an inflated ego and you think another woman is doing you wrong, you're not thinking about your kids, you're just thinking about yourself. You said, because let me tell you, you just told me you hid the notice from her because you didn't want to stress her out. 30 seconds later, you tell me you think it was okay because of how she was dealing with you and cheating on you, so which is it?
I mean, I love
You
my
either
kids.
care too
Do
much
not
and made a
lie.
stupid decision, or you didn't care, you don't care anything about your kids. Which is it?
I mean, I love my kids. I made a stupid decision, but I'm not allowed to take my kids. If I try to take my kids, she'll stop me, and I don't want that.
So you still don't do that.
Don't answer the question you want to answer. I want you to answer my question.
Yes, Judge.
Unbelievable. This is what.
So that man is literally off his rockers. This young lady saying she wasn't on the lease for her to be able to go back and get her stuff, and a lot of the things that were in the apartment was stuff that she purchased, so she's taking her ex to court to get her money back. Now she has to prove, or in some way, that she paid for the things. I guess, like, we're gonna have to see how this plays out with the judge, because they were in a relationship and they had split half and half for their rent, but this girl wasn't on the lease. I don't know how the judge is gonna find it, but emotionally, their emotional situation when it comes to their actual relationship, this man is extremely immature. You think that he's been with her for a long time, that he would grow up with her, but it's like she's growing up and he's growing down. And I'm not gonna say that she's innocent and she maybe didn't cheat on the man. I don't know what gave him that inkling. That could be something that may have happened, but irrelevant to that, I mean, I'm all about the advocacy part. It's how you're conducting yourself in court, and she's actually representing herself in a good way. I mean, you're saying I'm reacting because I'm just having outbursts listening to her story in court, much less her stand there and tell it. Yes, she's crying, but at the end of the day, it's a sad story, not screaming at the man, where most people would just step out of their skin and get very defensive and forget about the fact that they're in this environment trying to advocate for themselves so they can get what they came for. Let's see what happens next, because this one is hot.
What happens, ma'am?
Because I know that
Look at him.
I'm going to come back with it.
What do you have to say about, you said that you were taking money, and that you were supposed to be using that money to pay
He admits
rent,
to
and you were doing
stealing
something else
from
with
his
it.
woman.
Explain yourself.
Gambling. And then when this
So that's why the rent wasn't being paid?
yeah, and then when this day happened, that's when I went to my mom's house, and that's
Oh.
when she would call me crying.
So you have your mom to help you. And she don't have no parents, but she has 3 children.
And that's when my emotions would turn, but when I would hear her, it wouldn't bother me at all. Just because I felt she was betraying me behind my back.
He
I'm
hates
just,
her.
I'm frankly a little stunned right now.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Because I think you're an idiot. That's why. Do you have versus paying rent to keep a roof over the heads of his 3 children probably has a problem.
Just admit to
Either you have a problem or you don't care. Either way, it's a problem.
Yeah.
And all I keep hearing you say is, she was betraying me, she was doing this, she was doing that. Well, let me tell you something. You're a grown man. You have brought 3 children into this world. At some point,
Look at her
it's not
eyes.
even about her. It's about them and your responsibility as a grown man and being their father. Your responsibility as a grown man being their provider. Your responsibility as a grown man to help raise those children. And I am baffled by the fact that you are standing before me clueless. And you have a 5-month-old with him?
Oh boy.
Where do you live now?
North Hollywood?
You still working?
Yep.
Are you paying child support?
No.
Take him to court.
Definitely am.
Boom bam. You don't think she's gonna get what she wants? She's gonna get what she came for. She's gonna get what she came for. He admitting to stealing. If she's giving him the money for rent and he's taking it to be used somewhere else, I do believe the judge is going to look at that as an issue and give her what she deserves. But this is a lesson to be learned. I mean, if you're in relationships and you rent an apartment, Both names should be on the lease to protect yourselves. It's a personal choice, obviously, but these are the things that interfere with one person being able to go get their stuff, like this young lady. Because they're in the relationship, she left him to take responsibility of the finances, get the apartment and everything else. So now her stuff is stuck inside of this place that he chose not to take the money and pay the rent for. And even more whatless, the man knew that they were getting evicted, but he didn't even let her know this was coming up. She could have even helped him. They could have worked together to resolve their issue. So when you are in relationships, that's a whole discussion. When you have a roommate, that's another discussion. But at the end of the day, it's her property that she wants compensation, or the loss of her property is what she wants compensation for from her ex. She's asking for $3,900, I believe, and let's see if she even gets it, if she gets half or some.
And who can do what you did to your family and then not even care afterwards. And that's what I see here today. I see a person who doesn't really care. I feel sorry for you. I realized when you entered into this relationship, you were just a child yourself. At 15, 16 years old. But you gotta be a grown-up now. You have 3 kids you have to look out for. You have to be the grown-up and take care of those kids. You cannot rely on him to be there and do that. So here's what I'm going to do.
They need counseling.
You wrote in your complaint that one of the things that you lost was your cosmetology kit. And that's something that you can use to start getting yourself back on track and pursue a career in a profession that will allow you to take care of your 3 kids. And you wrote that the value of that cosmetology kit is $1,500.
Yeah, that's an appreciated value, but
I'm going to order you to pay her the value of the cosmetology kit. You have a 5-month-old with this individual, with the defendant over here, so you've got some choices you need to make. You have some choices you're going to have to make. I hope that the 2 of you can do what's best for your children, because they are the most important people that you chose to bring into this world. Do you understand that? You made that choice to bring those children into this world. You need to man up and take some responsibility. Judge before the plaintiff, $1,500.
$1,500. So basically the judge entitled her to her hair cosmetology kit, but it seems like she was going for more, which may have been furniture or whatever she purchased, but more than likely because they were in a relationship. She didn't even explain why she didn't get anything more, but all she got was money for her cosmetology kit. It's a very sad case, but at the end of the day, it does show us when you have a lease. I'm just going into my tenant rights portion. When you have a lease and you share your space with your partner, it's best to have both people on it for individuals, protection. But then there's other things that come with that. I mean, people have to make choices. You got to think, you got to know. You cannot always lean on trust. You got to hope that the person that you're with is not going to do you wrong, but obviously that's not guaranteed. This was a good case. I think that both people held themselves together in presenting their information. I mean, he could have been a lot more explosive in his emotions, with him feeling that she cheated and whatnot, but I think he was just a miserable asshole and ready for their relationship not even to be what it was. And he was smiling at some point, so he was not even taken serious by the judge in that regard. Her, like I said, full of emotion because this is all new, plus she has a new child and she's breaking up with a man, so she's crying. It is what it is. She brought her information, she spoke properly, and she didn't have any outbursts, so that was their case. I think that both parties came in and did well together in court. The judge handled the case. I think the girl should have gotten a little bit more, especially knowing that the man admitted to stealing, but hey, who am I? how does it go when you're in a relationship with someone? Do you both go on the lease, or do you just protect yourself and keep yourself on the lease? Do you split the finances, or does one person pay the rent and then the other one pay the bills? Do you trust each other to just make sure that everything is half and half and done together so that there is no issues? I think half and half is okay, and I think that both parties should discuss things on a regular basis. I also believe that if you're going to rely on one person to take care of finances, it's important that you still, as the other party who may not be handling the finances, ask questions and stays up to date, so that way, you know, you're not just stuck in the dark, and then when something happens, you're like, oh shit, you know, you're not just hit with it. If you want to get in contact with me, I'm on Instagram at resetwithnat, and then you can email me at resetwithnat@gmail.com. Now, join my community by subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and also leaving me a comment. And if anything, grow the community by sharing this video. I'd like to thank you for joining me once again, and with everything you do, have faith, stay focused, and always follow through. God bless.